A good evening, this is Denez the Human and welcome back to our Mongol Horde campaign, and you join us outside Hamburg where, luckily for us, the Danes have taken their army out of the fortress. I assume it's that. Just a fortress, no citadel thankfully, and yes, they've scattered them outside, which is good for us, should make it a little bit easier to take. Fortunately, we've also managed to spot this force on our way down the coast, and our boats have managed to block the crossing. So we'll see. We'll see if we can hold these guys off long enough to sack Hamburg. And I don't know if this is the last of the Danish leaders. They might well be in Antwerp and Bruges. I don't really know what they are doing in that part of the world right now. But hopefully this is the last general and that will just kill off the faction. That would certainly be the most efficient way of dealing with things. As for this part of the world, well, the Holy Roman Empire, we're not yet at war, but we are very much ready to be if we want to. We could put Prague under siege, and with plenty of armies dotted around. So we're somewhat ready. I would probably like to leave it a turn, although if I'm here, Ogredai, you know what? Sod, we'll just do it. Let's just get this underway. We could do with a bit of money, to be honest. So there we are, all with the Holy Roman Empire, and our armies are slowly making their way in this direction. Over here we are now ready to take on Zagreb. We're about a turn or two after where we ended last episode. Mostly, to be honest, just moving in the right direction. This guy's had a very, very long walk with his army in this direction. But we have landed in Sicily, and interesting, they have a few of their armies standing outside right now. So yes, another basic castle. Okay. We do need to make sure that we're not taking it on with many troops, because last time was a bit of well, yes, it wasn't the most efficient set of victories, although it was quite good fun, I would suggest. Okay, so that's mainly our plan here today. One thing to bear in mind is that I'm sure we saw when we were on the boats around here the Milanese army marching along the African coast. So we're going to see very soon if they want to turn up. Luckily, we do still have our armies down here from killing off Egypt. So if we need to mop up any crusade at Cairo, luckily our men are around. So I know at least the Milanese are on their way. So if any other forces turn up, we'll at least be able to take it back, or you know, give it back to the rebels. But to start off with, I suppose it's probably Zagreb, as that's the only city we currently have ready to attack. Nothing of note in here. Should be a fairly simple one. This is a somewhat awkward battle simply because I have so few men in terms of actual infantry or units I can use as infantry. So much so that I actually only have 19 men on this particular single ladder. You probably could have carried a second one, to be honest, lads. But it does mean that we can still use some of these guys to do a bit of flanking. That should pull them around. That should mean we can then get someone into the city. There we go. See where those towers gone. Now we can work in that direction. And same with this one, which hopefully gives us the chance to get onto the walls, which is very much what I'm looking for. Annoyingly, this is one of those towns where actually I needed to have my tower in the exact right position to get down the hill, which is rather irritating, to be honest. So with some of our lads up on the wall over here, though, we can of course run into the city and then start using the horse archers to do some lovely, lovely horse archering. And at this point, many of our cav are going to fly on into the city, which should at this point leave us in the situation where I want, which is where we can shoot them up on the walls from our own position down here. We will lose a few, but we're mainly just going to be losing, what do you call it, mercenaries. That's the word I'm looking for. So yes, we'll just start shooting these guys down. To be honest, if you can move over there, you'll probably be in a much healthier position. So maybe get out of the range of the towers. You should still have a good position. Okay. Maybe we should run over here, actually. Maybe you should, my good sirs. These guys can just hold for the time being. We're not too worried about them. With the south gate now under our control, we're going to send our horse archers over to the plaza, and that should leave things exactly where we want them. Okay, you guys get yourselves shooting into them. I don't think they are in the position they want to be. There's still the odd bit of tower arrow coming in here or there, but in general, they're very, very much working how we want it to. I don't know why these guys don't just climb up. I shouldn't give them ideas, because that's what they're about to do, actually, isn't it? I think so, but 3 minutes till it is ours. Let's just start running away, my good sirs. Anytime you want to start running away, that'd be grand. Do they come out here, or they just appear randomly? No, they're chasing us. Run, my good friends, run. Well, they are pushing us out of their city, but they're also losing the plaza, which is an interesting choice from them. They don't seem particularly concerned about it right now, and they probably should be slightly more concerned when we start. Why are we getting shot? We really shouldn't have a shot from that tower. There we go. They've actually broken at this point, which means we'll mop those up when they start heading back towards the plaza. You guys head away from the towers. This should be a pretty simple job at this point. These guys still can't seem to make up their mind about which direction they're going. They seem very, very distracted by the horses as they run in towards the city. But most importantly for them, their timer is about to run out. So, you know what? We'll leave those guys standing there on the plaza, but most of the rest of them pretty much mopped up, to be honest. There's one unit over in the flank. Anytime you want to kill them, that'd be grand. Don't let them reset the timer. That would be somewhat ridiculous. I think we pretty much want it, you know. There's just that one unit over there. Jar eating my my crossbowmen, but I think pretty much the battle is over. Our first conquest of the day then. Very, very little loot to be had in Zagreb, which is very sad indeed. But we can get those forces merged together and send them ever forward. Lovely stuff. We've taken their tower off them, which is always nice. Take away some of their vision. And we can see over in this part of the world, oh, there's a Sicilian army in the way. We'll work around those guys in time, but it's probably time to end the turn, to be honest, because I think most things have been done already. No, wait, Thomas, the main event. Oh, yes, of course. So, Captain Thorgeir. And, yes, do look forward to fighting me, because you're about to. Okay, Captain Stubble over there is going to take us on, but what has he got? Actually, these are very weak troops. Not the good stuff. I think we've already killed off the good stuff, but Faction Leader and Factionaire in that reserve army. Let's bear that very, very much in mind. Okay, let's head in. Having shuffled back on the battlefield to this hill, we've actually ended up pretty darn close to the generals. So I'm actually going to send the majority of the units over to there. We're going to have a thin line of simple lads over here just to hold position. We'll get the horse archers into... Oh, they're already shooting. Just start charging in. Okay. Get the light lancers over here, and the heavy lancers are going to support these guys. Just peasant archers. Okay. These guys are going to plough into them and immediately pull out of it, because I don't actually want a proper combat with these guys. I just want to deal with the Norse archers, who weirdly aren't the ones who ever out him. Very strange indeed. Okay, these guys are going to get smashed into by my lancers. Oh yeah, that is beautiful. Okay, that's a good start. We've got those guys pushed away. General is into this battle here. He's a bit confused by my light lancers, I'll be honest. The light lancers are there to mop you up, my good sir. I hope you understand how that works. But more peasant archers want to die apparently, so we'll go deal with those. Norse archers over there, they also need dealing with. It's nice to use these lancers for a proper charge here. We haven't had many skirmishes for a while, and if you want to engage at the skirmish, well, we'll annihilate you. They did a good job of running away actually on that occasion. Very good job of moving back. Okay, these guys are all off of... Okay, no need to worry about them skirmishing. Simple enough start here, but we'll have to see if we can mop these guys up properly. Annoyingly, they seem to be ignoring this line over here, and they're actually charging into the back of my other line. That's not what I want to see, but we will in that case just call the general in, blow the horn of destiny. We'll smash into those Norse swordsmen downhill with a cavalry charge. That should hopefully be enough to break them instantly. It is indeed. Okay, looks like the general's going to come in now. Looks like that's what he's going to do. So we'll pull these guys back over here. Cavalry are mopping up the flank of them. That's exactly what we want to see. And at this point, to be honest, we should probably just send these guys forward. Yeah, I think that's absolutely fine. Get those lancers back in position. Right there, charging in. That's fine by me. They're going to go for my lancers. Okay, well, we'll just pull them over here, which is where we want to take them on. We'll go deal with a Factionaire for now, my good sir. Get the lancers out of it. Okay, that general's going. We might miss him because that general's caught us, which is a bit irritating. Come on, get on top of him. That's your job. Oh, he's done a good job of covering the retreat of his Factionaire here. Although we might just about get on top of him. Okay, we'll see if we manage that in a moment. just to make it tense for you, ladies and gentlemen. But we'll get on top of these guys. Come on. Mop him up, mop him up, mop him up. Ugh! I don't know where he is in this pile, but we just got to hope that we manage it. I don't see it flickering on there. I don't think we managed it, ladies and gents. I don't think we quite managed to catch him, but I think the rest of the battle is pretty much done. The general is now fleeing. Can we get him on this occasion? Try and block his escape, please. This time, let's get one of the two generals. We've absolutely got ourselves on top of him now. This should be enough to do it, but he is galloping away. We are fast, though, with the light cav, so hopefully we can manage it, but that's pretty much it. Everyone else is gone apart from... Oh, yes, of course. There's actually another... Alright, we are trying to chase them down right next to this army. There's a bodyguard, so maybe a little bit of reorganisation is still needed. In what is a spectacular chase, I think, no! I think we had him, but we didn't quite. And now they're going to let him get away because we can't turn a corner, apparently. Get on top of him, please. There we go. That should be it. That should be it, but somehow he gets away. Oh, that is spectacular and absolutely silly. Okay, all infantry in on those spear militia. That's fine. That is fine. You guys head into this part of the battlefield. There are various men just getting back in position at this point. Horse archers shoot into that general in the flank there. Their dismounted Hussars are going to come take us on. That's fine by me. Sheer numbers should be enough. At this point, though, get the archers into here because, yeah, that general, I'm not sure he wants to do this anymore, and it's probably sensible, to be honest. Don't really want to do too much of this in the castle. It's now going to be like 3 generals who will magically, of course, regenerate. Of course they would. So heavy archers going to head into these. All cavalry at this point. Smash into that general. Get on top of him. Do not let him escape. Aha, we finally captured one of them. Oh, thank Jeebus. And with that, hopefully then we can at least clear out one unit of the cavalry. And most of the rest are pretty much taken out of this battle. So you know what? We should be fine to go and mop up any other unit around. And then we'll just have what remains of those 2 generals left in the city. Well, it's a pretty darn good victory, all things considered. 209 men lost to the best part of 1,300 for them. Lovely. Although King Canute and his heir get away with only 11 men. Let's see how many of those actually appear in the castle. And there goes the execution order. Hamburg is empty, but unfortunately the king will retreat in there. And 1 and 10. I don't know if the game is going to gift them any in the end turn. It does like to do that. So we'll see. That's a little bit frustrating, but we at least mopped up everyone else. Marks of war, which I suppose makes sense, but yeah, unfortunately, we're still going to have to chop them down. Unfortunately, the answer to the question is yes, they have managed to pull another 30 or 40 troops out of their arse, and we'll have to take them all down, which is a bit irritating. To do it as efficiently as possible. As you might well imagine, this does just become a firing range. We've got our crossbowmen up on the central walls of the fortress. They're actually on a proper fortress this time, which is nice, but unfortunately it's not a proper old affair. We're just going to stand up here and shoot them down. They're not doing an awful lot of good work in terms of using their walls, so I think we're just going to get some shooting practice in, which is a sad way for these guys to die, but then again, they did run away a minute ago. Fair play to them. It is the last 2 lads standing who are the 2 generals, so they'll now be taken down if they ever die. There we go. And with that, the king dies long before his heir. You get to be king for 20 seconds or something like that, my good sir. You took a fair lot of shots. Well done. And with that, yes, good old King Hakon reigned for all of 20 seconds. And a nice clear victory in the end. Unfortunately, I can see there's another general over at the back there. He has just become king, though. Very interesting. Presumably then this is the last of them. Or it just happens to be the next heir, but depends what I want to do with these guys. I could go and finish off Denmark, but to be honest, might not be the worst idea to just use this army to swing over in this direction and go and deal with the Holy Roman Empire, because whilst I could nip along the coast, yeah, you know what, as long as we can keep these guys from making it across, I'm in quite a good position here just to make sure Yeah, no funny business from one of these guys. Fine, let's head into Prague. Let's take this out as well, because I can't help but notice there are some more men coming in the distance. Luckily, not too many troops, but it might be like the first battle here, because well, we do have some Mongol infantry, but yeah, our lack of infantry and lack of siege equipment means it is a little bit of a little bit of an awkward game trying to crack into the cities. Let's hit him. This is one of those slightly awkward battles where I need to figure out how to take out 4 units of infantry when I don't really have a lot myself. I don't really want to use my Mongol infantry in a one-on-one fight on the walls, so yes, we've gone for the torrential rain here today, which should be magnificent. They are readjusting because I do have plenty and plenty of lads moving to the different flanks, and hopefully that should just pull them out of position enough that they will get off the walls. We'll just be able to shoot them down. That is very much the plan. And hopefully, if this round does make it, then we'll simply run in and cut them down. This has been a strange old start here. We've managed to go and capture this particular part of the wall. They are very much just running away from the centre, actually. These guys have not got the idea, which is to say, on the wall, you utter numpties. Yes, running around the wall would be very, very clever, thank you, sir, because your job is to shoot down at the men on the ground. Aha! You can see our cavalry arriving there at the front gate because, well, the tower has burnt down, obviously. Even in this rain it did. We are now, though, just going to run on in, and that, yes, hopefully should just swing around and catch these guys because they are not particularly well. They're not climbing up too well, which works for me. So, get these guys in guard mode. Elsewhere, we actually should manage to get the plaza under our control. Get inside the city and get the plaza under our control. Not doing a very good job of actually listening to instruction right now, are they? No, they're not. Oh well. Right, we'll get people in position, start shooting them down. And with the cavalry hopefully swinging into these guys, I don't quite know how to engage because they're technically on the wall. If we can just get there we go, there's the route. Now we can get on top of them, that's what we want. And as for the plaza, okay, yeah, they are going to come round. We'll just do a little bit of horse archery, and that's fine by me. We'll just pull them into this kind of a direction. That's fine. Yeah, I think the game now is very much the way I want to play it, and yeah, these guys are also getting shot down. That is grand. Luckily, this is one of those cities where you can shoot onto the plaza from the walls, albeit a slightly awkward angle. We do now have several positions where we can shoot them down from, and to be honest, the battle is pretty much over. With Ogodai himself finishing off the plaza then, it is a simple enough victory, 6 men lost, pretty ideal. Well, with Prague burning ruin, it's probably time for us to move on, though I can't help notice there are quite a few little armies around and they could easily take some of this back, so I suspect some of the next jobs might need to be to mop it up. We have a couple armies that can reach Vienna, so I think what are we going to do? I think we'll just siege this one out because this is some scraps here or there. This lot can siege it out if they want to sally forth. Okay, they probably can beat us off if they sally forth, but I don't mind, to be honest. We need this army just to mop up this part of the world. So, Ogodai, you head over here, and we'll just go and take on those lads in good time, and we'll do a little bit more mopping up with order. Of course, this is pretty much my horse archer army against a big pile of random lads, so this could be an awful lot of good fun. We can toy with them. There's 1 unit of mailed knights we have to be careful of, and there's 2 units of mailed knights, and there is a unit of peasant archers in the middle there who could cause us a little bit of irritation. So what we're going to do is get our actual cavalry lads, or actually the heavy lads, onto the mailed knights, mop them up, try and deal with these archers in good time, and once we've done that, to be honest, it should be simple enough just to shoot the rest down. This is good fun. I haven't had a proper cavalry army in a long time, and by long time probably means since, the last series. But we are playing as the Mongol hordes, so we should really do this. And to be honest, the whole point of this army is to mop up little forces, to be very manoeuvrable, get around the map and do some shooting. So that's indeed what it's going to do. You are kind of heavier though, my good sir, so we're going to get you into this as well. They are shaken, hopefully sheer numbers will do the business here. There comes the flanking manoeuvre, and there it all ends. Okay, you lads, on to the next mailed knights, and after that I'm pretty much happy with all of this, because just that 1 unit of peasant archers, well, we'll just charge into them. That's fine by me, and with them gone, that should be largely the battle. Indeed, at this point, we just run them along the shooting gallery. It's an excellent little game. Obviously, they are sensible enough to actually try and attack the non-missile lads, but there's not a lot that they can do, to be honest. And with them broken, the trap can simply close in and eat any of them that remain. But that's just lovely. We need to get using this army a little bit more often. I'm not sure how often we actually show the battles, but essentially, yes, this old V formation of death is what you can expect. 39 men lost, 810 killed. Oh, that's what we need. Notorious Berserker. Oh, that is magnificent. Nice work order. Is that just your wife? Is that the diplomat pink princess? Maybe it is, but that is a lovely, lovely thing to have. Yeah, we need to get our money back because we can hire more mercs of decent European quality over here. Maybe this army should have up to Stettin while order just continues. So in fact, it's probably best for him to go and take on this force. A bit more on the heavy cav, but without the too many archers, I'm happy enough to do that. Of course, there is a little bit more to do before we end our turn. We have the Prince of the Sicilians to go and kill. Now, this isn't an ideal army for the situation, but we'll give it a go. Ideally, in this battle, what we can do is use our archers to tease the general around, and the horse archers could be particularly useful for that. You never really know what they're going to manage, but here comes the general's charge, and they've just got clipped. Oh, perfect. Rest of you then shoot in. You guys just try and hold for the moment. Horse archers just float for the chase. Okay, he's now getting distracted by another unit. You guys run into him. You guys shoot him. That's fine by me. We now need to get you guys to get around that back and properly get the angle, like really, really quickly, because, yeah, okay. All units shoot him. What is he doing now? He's running at someone else. I don't really care who you run at, just die, please. Everyone guard, but everyone shoot. These cavalry just need to keep wandering and make sure we pick him off when he runs away. Not really very happy about him escaping. He is broken, and with that, hopefully, we can shoot him down. Cavalry, just give chase. Run across. You're quicker than him. But we might just have caught him with a volley. But we didn't quite get him with the volley, but can we chase him? I don't know. Is it just the general? It's just him. It's just him. Speed it up, please. Catch him. Please. We got him. And one more Sicilian. Not on this earth. There are a few greater days than executing the Prince of Sicily. Goodbye. So well done, my good sirs. That was pretty good. Pretty efficient job by the archers. And now on to the main Sicilian show, which is all of these numpties, which could be kind of painful. But no general there. There's a new prince in there. I may have just given them some new troops. That's unfortunate. I don't think it would have generated them until next turn, though. Anyway, armoured sergeants, but quite a lot of trash as well. We've got ourselves a very solid force. Prince in the rear. We could not attack. It doesn't make any difference to these guys. It just gives us a bit of extra command, so we might as well go for it. In magnificent news, we got ourselves a whole mountain to stand on, and that, my friends, is excellent, excellent news. So we've got all of our lovely, lovely missiles up on the hill. We've got heavy infantry, we've got trebuchets, got rocket launchers, and we have some cavalry hiding in the forest, as well as these archers who I missed, who are also hiding in the forest. They continue to hide in that forest. That's absolutely fine by me, as they make their slow doom approach. Nice little fort over there, lads. Probably should have stayed in there. Actually, with this firepower, probably not. As they climb Doom Mountain, they're very soon going to get splattered by the trebuchets. Weirdly, the angle of the hill is not being very well considered by the trebuchets, and my archers are actually shooting before the trebuchets, which is somewhat mad. Anytime you want to start shooting, my good sirs, any time would be beautiful. They're right here. Anytime. We're actually going to use fire just to make them quit the battle sooner. We'll get the horse archers properly out to the flanks, my good sirs. Especially crossbowmen at the front. Not sure that these guys are going to do too well. I'm just going to send the 10 lads in at the very start just to give these guys a poke. Send them out of the trees. And oh, there's come the darn things. Oh yeah, the big missiles of doom. The big missiles of doom. I forgot about the big missiles of doom. Send the cavalry back over here. I forgot about all of the rocket launchers of doom. Oh, this is absolutely glorious. Okay, so this is continuing to look like one of the biggest genocidal massacres of total war history. Quite how these guys are still fighting or still walking towards me, I have no idea. Fair play to them. Not sure how long it will last. There is cavalry to come out of the trees in a moment, my good sirs. So, yeah, you know what? Send the cavalry. Send the cavalry down there. Oh, what utter glory. Okay, their cavalry are now thundering down. They should probably stay way out of the way, to be honest, but we'll just clear them off. This general has been cut down to ribbons, but in fair play to him, he is actually going to fight. Well played, my good sir, well played, but you're about to be stabbed. His whole entire unit of men have been killed before they even reached the front line, and all of you can now just shoot him. We'll get all the cavalry to charge down. He's actually going for my general, who was just mopping someone up, but he decided that wasn't the best idea. So he might well get executed yet, but down he goes. All the missiles in the world, all the cavalry in the world. To be honest, lads, you should probably stop shooting and just run down the hill. Another prince gets killed here today, which is glorious, glorious news. And Death Mountain has been spectacular. Well, we did need some revenge on the Sicilians after the castle of Tripoli, and I think this is very much the business. Ho ho ho, and die you shall. Okay, and Palermo entirely empty. Sack the settlement, and onwards we march. Unfortunately, yeah, if I moved the boat next to it, we probably would have retreated into the boat. But oh well, we'll get the agent. Actually, we won't get the agent on the boat just yet. I could though send this guy over in this direction. Yeah, you swing over here. Lovely stuff, and we'll get the spy over towards Spanish Rome. Interesting. Not quite what I was expecting, but there we are. So Pope's just hanging around in Latium, but the Spanish seem to have it. Okay, well that's new. Interestingly, Vienna hasn't sallied forth, which is good news for us, and not necessarily a good idea for the Holy Roman Empire. Over in Breslau, we do have a spy, but they have failed to open up the gates, disappointingly. But you know what? That's absolutely fine. We actually don't have any units to take the city, so we'll have to figure that one out as we go. Stettin soon to be under siege, as is Magdeburg, and yeah, I can't help but notice down here in Ragusa, this is actually quite a lot of units to take care of, especially with a general over here in the city. I have managed to lob the head off one of them so far, but what I'd like to do is take these guys on my cavalry army over here. The problem I've got is I can't quite reach there right now, but if I put this under siege, gates open. Tempting, you know. That is tempting, but without siege equipment and it being a castle, that does sound somewhat suicidal. Okay, the main idea, keep them under siege. With them under siege, they can't come and help with this battle over here. Why is this guy not involved? That's very, very strange indeed. I have no idea, but you know what, it's fine, because we want to wipe them out. Another day, another cavalry slaughter, and indeed, I think we know how these battles go already, don't we? Yeah, I'm not quite sure how they haven't lost yet. Oh, there's just one unit left charging us down. How cute indeed. They're soon going to give up when they realise that they're getting demolished from every angle. Oh, this is just wonderful. With the reinforcements at Ragusa cleared out, then we are pretty much ready to head on in this turn, and I think we'll be absolutely fine with that. Elsewhere in Italy, we've landed outside Naples, where yes, the next Sicilian needs to go down, and actually, will that be the end of them? I'm not sure. This is... Alright, so that's Milanese. I don't know about Sardinia, but if that's the king, that's family member. Okay, king there, so I'm not sure about faction S, so maybe they do have another town. Who knows? Oh, there he is. Maybe they don't. Well, that could be interesting. Well, Burkeye, to be honest, this is a bit of a shoddy army, but we're going to attack the Milanese anyway. Ooh, open gate with only 2 units. Oh, I think we're going to be smashing down a few cities today. So Milan, and Naples. We've got the siege equipment to take out that. We've got Ragusa. Yeah, no, we're not going to take that. Magdeburg we're about to take. Breslau, unfortunately, we can't take. The gates aren't open, but that's a big pile of cities that we can now open up. And we finally found one of the Crusaders. Hello. It's really not that good, is it? A lot of ballistas, but there are some Crusaders here. Conveniently, our armies are finally met up, which means whenever they do take the city, if they do, then we'll just immediately slaughter them, which is good because we're not really hanging around here for too long. We've just turned up. We've only just managed to get together at this point, so that's absolutely fine. We'll have to, I was going to say we'll have to buy a boat, but we might not be able to afford a boat. Actually, we might be able to at the end of this turn because we're going to start ploughing through the cities. So let's get started with that. With the gate wide open, Milan fell very easily indeed. Look at that, 6,500 going to Mercs. This is problematic, and we've been sent north. Of course we've been sent north. Okay, we can still mop those guys up. We'll mop them up, let's not worry about that. But we'll swing on to the next city, of Magdeburg, which is a fortress. But, you know, should still be simple enough. A few men on the wall. But, you know, we're clever. We should have a tidy victory. Indeed, uneventful enough. Walking off the walls and getting shot on the plaza is an easy way to get yourself killed. So, with that, we have ourselves another army that is free to wander off. And I know where they're going to go, ladies and gents. There's still Frankfurt and Innsbruck. Yeah, we haven't dealt with Innsbruck either, so we should use this spy just to keep wandering around and see what's going on in this part of the world. You can see some rebels wandering, nothing too interesting. Vienna we can't do much about, but yes, this is what I wanted to point out, is that the Danes should only have Antwerp, and we really should get on with killing them. So yes, indeed, Bruges is English, Antwerp is Danish, so what I shouldn't have done was just send that boat over there when we're going to arrive there next turn, really. But yeah, well, that was foolish. Nonetheless, it's good to have the scouting cleared up, because I did do that many turns ago or something. But at this point, we need to be ready to take them out, because I'm not sure these boats will necessarily not be attacked forever, and we don't really want that full stack heading round. Yeah, there are some rebels in this part of the world. So into the next city, which is the second siege of Breslau. Except no, Thomas, it's not, of course, because Breslau has no infantry. I have tried sending the spy back out and into the city, but unfortunately we're not getting the roll of the dice with that one. So, okay, Naples it is. We'll head into the city, and if this is their last one, then the night attack, just taking out King Simon and his 250 odd men, well, that hopefully will just take out the faction. It's a bit of a strange old affair because they haven't bothered to defend any of the walls, although I can't really blame them with all of the firepower we've got. We are attempting to hit the Pavis crossbow militia. I've given up on using non-flaming bolts because the non-flamings weren't hitting anyway, so we might as well go for flaming if we have the chance. Bodyguard is getting shot down by our archers just a little bit. We have a tentative one here. Unfortunately, we do have to go deal with some Pavis lads now, but luckily I have some rocket launchers all lined up, ready for this nonsense. The frame rate isn't particularly pleased with it, but I'm enjoying it quite a lot. Got some nice flaming shots coming from over here, but really it's these rockets that are going to do the heavy lifting. Oh yeah. Pavis lads, though, fair play to them, are continuing to fight for all this chaos. It's, yeah, fair play to them, but they are slowly getting whittled down. We've shot him down with a rocket, and that should be the end of the Sicilians in the most spectacular and somewhat ludicrous fashion. Shot down by the rockets. Oh, I am happy with that. We have officially claimed victory now. We're going to shoot down every last one of them because they are indeed Sicilian. Their city is a smoking ruin. The trebuchets have... I mean, unfortunately, it doesn't burn down like it does in the way it does on Rome Total War. Our horse archers seem to keep wanting to run in to stab these guys to death, but yeah, they're still trying to do it. Shoot them. That's your job, my good sirs. But yeah, beautiful job done here today. The city is a burning ruin, and the battle is pretty much done. You know what? Just go and do it. Just go and kill them. Why not? Get yourselves killed. 2 of you died for no good reason. Make it 3. But a lovely, lovely victory, and hopefully the end of the Sicilians. And down goes Naples, and please, please tell me that this guy is about to turn rebel. Sack the settlements. Oh, Sicily, ladies and gents, are down. Ah, glorious days. Next up then is Ragusa, where the gate is actually open, which is nice news. We don't have the siege equipment apparently because of some reason seem to have mucked that up, but hey ho, let's ignore that problem. To be honest, I don't have a huge amount. We've got the firepower to open it up. The gates are open anyway, so that gives us a few options. Let's head in. Let's take them down. Well, with the walls being smashed down, they are immediately going to run away, which is a little bit disappointing. Let's just get my cavalry in. At this point, we'll start charging them down. Those ballistas, at the very least, will get themselves shot. I didn't realise I was going to have to take on this style of castle, though. I forgot that's what we're dealing with. I hate this nonsense. But we do seem to have pulled their crossbowmen into a slightly advanced position, although their general's going to join as well, which isn't necessarily for the good. I'm just going to send my generals through here. We've actually got Subotai here on this particular occasion, which is interesting. Yeah, these cavalry are going to swing around to this point. Their general is in it or out of it. He seems a bit tempted. He's now going to get into it, which is a little bit unfortunate. Don't really want to take him down this way, but these guys, as long as they don't actually die, it's probably okay. What have they got left from the plaza? A few more infantry lads who we can shoot down from up here. We can just about reach, of course. So 2 generals, get on top of that general, and hopefully neither of you will die. These Pivot's crossbowmen are staggeringly still fighting. We're just going to send these cav through them. There we go, they're broken now. That's what we want to see. These cav can just keep on piling through, and hopefully we don't lose any generals today. It's an absolute melee. This guy is right there being attacked by us. We're starting to get these heavy lancers in behind. Of course, they do have the maces at this point. So it's just terrible, terrible luck if we lose our general at this point. Down goes his. That's lovely news. And with that, our 2 generals can just pull back out of it for the time being. Leave the lancers over here to cover us. And at this point, spear militia, axemen, spear militia. Oh yeah, we can just shoot them down. This works perfectly now. The horse archers are just pulling them in, and that pulls them into range of these guys. You can't actually shoot the plaza, by the way, from all the way over there. They really can't. It's quite irritating. But we're starting to figure out a tactic which just about works here, which is using those horse archers, pull them into the gap, and then we can shoot them down. And what could have been a very difficult battle has been cleared out with sublime ease. And with that, Ragusa also goes down, and the map is looking more and more grey by the minute. Oh, isn't that just beautiful? Okay, you can move over into that position over there. That's lovely to see. Mission expired, apparently. Settlement has been sacked, and we have 600 monies, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't that magnificent news? Finally, we can head into Breslau. We have the gates open, and once they do have plenty of heavy cav, you know what, that's fine when we've got all the horse archers in the world. Let's head in, let's take it out. Well, quite frankly, that was the simplest massacre you'll see. In fact, by that I mean you won't see, because there was nothing to show you that you haven't already seen. So, with that dealt with, then we'll continue to move ever onwards. We need to head towards Frankfurt-y kind of way, so we'll just make sure there's no more of these armies mopping things up. Stettin, though. Stettin, oh, also got the gate open. We've also got some equipment. This one might be a little bit more complicated. It's a proper castle and has quite a few more units in. So, don't have the money to hire anyone, but we'll give it a go. Let's head in. Well, of course, with the gates wide open, we're just going to charge immediately into the city. And whilst we have distracted them with lots and lots... Oh, yeah. No. We're just going to pile on top of you, lads. Yeah, well, we have distracted them by putting our lads up on the walls. Yeah, we're just going to run our cavalry in, and that's really what this is all about. One of the towers has, of course, burnt down, just to be standard, but that shouldn't really matter too much if we can get men up on the walls to go and shoot them. So, cavalry. Mainly, by the way, the mercenary cavalry, because I'm fed up of it spending all of my money. Yeah, the mercenary cavalry can get on top of these guys. That will be lovely. Good stuff. And We'll see if we can catch any more of these guys. If we can get these guys before they get on the plaza, that will be lovely. Get their Kazakhs over here. Oh, a big melee will be just what I want. Ooh, there's some flaming ballista bolts that just went into the back of my cavalry. That could have been the general, actually. So, in fact, it was the general. It just wasn't quite him who died there. We are routing them pretty darn quickly here, which is good news. They are fortunately now reaching the plaza, so we're going to have to pull our cavalry away from the centre at this point. So get the heavies over there, get the archers out to this kind of an area, and we'll give it a little bit of a reboot. And we do have our missiles up on the walls at this point. They're starting to arrive to give us the support we need, and of course just the general firepower to win it, because there is quite a lot down there to take out, but we're pretty much in the situation that I want us to be. We're holding those guys over there. General is going to go deal with those mounted sergeants. That should be simple enough. Lovely stuff. Down goes their general, and they'll keep on giving us a poke, and we will lose a fair few here, but looks like this battle's going the way I want it. There is one mad unit actually fighting up on the walls, and by mad I mean quite clever, because that's pretty much the only place they might get some kills here. But by and large, I'm now just storming the plaza, which you can see I've lost quite a bit of my cavalry, but I am largely quite happy with how this has gone. We were always going to lose a fair amount, but it looks like the job is just about done now. Ugadai has lost quite a lot of his men here, but we do seem to have managed it. Lovely, lovely stuff. And considering what units are in here and our lack of infantry, I'm quite happy with that. And Stettin falls as well. Sack the settlement, run away, and oof, this force is looking weak now, but it's largely done its job. Well done, Ugadai. You did an awfully good bit of work there. Seeps with anger. Beautiful stuff. We'll take a merciless conqueror. That's what we want to see from you. We're on to minus 8,000 at this point. Yeah, okay. You also need to... There's not really many good ways around the map here, is there? Right, well, we'll swing over here, and we'll have to go around Hamburg down to Frankfurt, something like that. But things are... Well, the Holy Roman Empire is slowly getting dissolved, but they're very big indeed with Vienna. With Innsbruck, we still have Bologna and Florence, as well as Staufen and Frank. Oh God, they have tons left. May Allah blessed be his name. Judge him mercifully. Our admiral has been killed on the sea. Yes, this admiral here. That's good. That's less money we have to pay, because that boat probably isn't doing an awful lot of good to us these days. One of those ones. Fortunately with boats. Oh, I thought I couldn't disband them. Maybe as a horde we can always disband boats. I wish I realised that sooner. Okay, normally you can't disband them outside of ports, but I guess I don't ever have a port, and the game's happy to acknowledge that. Okay, do I want to break these boats down? I could still use these ones as long as I don't get attacked. So you know what? It's fine. I'm just going to swing them up north for the time being. But Venice, Venice, Venice. I think we're going to keep this one under siege for a fair while. Although, get rid of a load of the support units who came around to help. Lovely stuff. Yes, assassins, assassins ahoy. Here is Burkai there, Raffle. That's what we need. You can come join us. We've got you some support laddies, which are also known as the mercs, who are going to throw themselves into the meat grinder and die in the battle. So, random troops continuing just to stand in odd scouting positions around the map, just to not really do very much other than just spot what's going on. Really good scouting is what it is. Now, Antwerp, Antwerp, Antwerp. Oh, lovely. Now, of course, this is our mercenary army by and large, but this is the end of Denmark. If we can manage that one before this guy figures out a way to do anything. He could have taken over all of Sweden and Norway in this time, but he hasn't done it because he's an utter fool, which very much suits me. So, heading over this way, there is Frankfurt. So you, my good sir, can head around there as well. Come together and, well, we've got some very weak armies in this part of the world. We should probably try and work this out. You're my other cav army at the moment. You get yourselves into Italy. We do have the boat arriving, but it's a bit too late, to be honest. You can head up to Innsbruck in time. You'll make it there one day. And the rest of us are just kind of scraps. Then we can join these two forces together. Well, to be fair, if they're going to let us siege this out, I'll get rid of the good forces here and swap them in for the rubbish forces. And we can head on to, well, Bologna. Bologna is another problem altogether, isn't it? Well, we'll work that one out in time. Interesting, Venice does want to attack me now. This is the second turn of the siege, but I just changed it around to my siege equipment. I'd probably rather face you with that than all of the archers in the world. It's a bit of a scatty force, actually. Probably should have tied it up a little bit better than I have, but I'll be honest, quite happy facing these guys as they start running towards me and I start shooting them down with missiles. So, you know what? I fancy this one. Let's it in. Of course, the most irritating thing about this is that I can't set it up, and they are set up in the most ludicrously stupid way possible. We will, though, just immediately send some flaming bolts into them, because why not? But yeah, these missiles just need to get underway, like, right now. These guys need to move in a position where there isn't a windmill right in front of them, because of course that's how the AI decided to do it for me. So we'll get these guys over here and they can start shooting in. That's marvellous stuff. We are going... Oh, that was so close to the most brutal shot ever in history. That's killed some of the general. And this is how we want to take on Venice, which doesn't look very much like Venice right now, does it? No. But we're in a very good position right now. Here comes the missiles of doom. Here comes the rockets of doom. Okay. Good news, we're managing to get some of these missiles out, and while the trebuchets are a little bit short on their shots right now, this is very much what I want to see. Oh. Speed up the splatter a little bit. They haven't quite figured out what they're doing. They're trying to get an actual line, aren't they? The line isn't working out for them. Oh, that was actually... It was actually a demolish. I think it might have been. Yeah, we just broke one of their ballistas, which is nice news. I'm going to send some of my heavy lancers into them just to clear those guys out. Another, I say another good shot, almost another beautiful shot, not quite, but this is exactly what you want in a Saudi battle. I mean, they might not quite have been perfect position at the start, but it wasn't that bad either. Okay, so we've got, oh, just put out of their general because that's some rockets coming in, and we don't need to worry about any of that nonsense. Okay, a few of our lancers are just having to deal with that general over there, but to be honest, that's probably for the best. You guys just stop shooting for a moment. But these guys, oh, yeah, okay, they might finish that volley. I don't really want to shoot through too badly, but let's just get all the cavalry into that general. He's fighting to the death at this point, but let's just make sure he gets cleared off. I think, Cav, you were right. Down goes the general. That is not him, but it was quite a beautiful little scene, so I'll quite happily take that. Lovely stuff. And our cavalry can get back in position anytime. Anytime. There we go. The straws have worked their way. And these 15, or well, 10, the few light cav that are remaining here are pretty much single-handedly mopping up this entire army, which is just beautiful. And they'll do what they can. The gate seems to have been half shut. I think we just hit one of them in the back, but did we just break? Oh, we didn't just break the gate open, but we did just open it in a way. So we'll just keep charging down whatever we can, but to be honest, it's quite amusing. Even the ones, they're so outnumbered and they're still just getting routed instantly. It's quite fun. I do believe this is the final charge that they're ever going to make, because this is where it ends. I'm just going to send my guys in at this point. That should be a simple case. Yep, victory is ours, and to be honest, it's going to be such a little mop-up job that will just end it there. And ants beneath our heels indeed. 71 men lost, over 1,000, and Venice is ours. And more importantly, that should be the end of Venice. Only 700 for mercenaries on this occasion, and Venice have been defeated. Tell me. Oh, faction destroyed. Venice are indeed gone. The crusade has... Okay. I've been given money by the Pope. Have I... Am I Christian? Did I leave myself as Christian on this? I'm definitely Muslim. That's very interesting. Okay, That's not something I was expecting to see. Now, of course, they are here, and some of the Imperials. Are they friends? Are they enemies? They are enemy. Oh no, that's just me. Sorry, they're not enemies. That was me. Okay, but we'll see what this guy decides to do, because I would rather not have to take him down. But obviously, we need to besiege Cairo and take out their little holding here. Good thing we still have that army floating around. As for the rest of this nonsense, well, Bologna next under siege. We'll get that. You know what? To be honest, we could bombard it quite easily enough, but we'll just get over here with this pathetic army full of random scraps. We'll add them in. Don't know if they fancy it. They won't fancy their chances, no. So that scrap army can at least be useful in some way or another. Genoa, Genoa, Genoa. Oh my, oh my, oh my. It's just 3 catapults. That's rather silly. There's a few more over there, and they do have Corsica, so I should bear that in mind as well. I'm going to put my boats right here, because when we sack this, we want to end up on the boat and then head immediately over to Corsica, and we can finish off Milan probably next time with Cairo. For oh, they burn as well. Do they have a general over there? They don't. Might be able to just take out their generals, because I suspect there's only 2 actually. That's the Imperials. This guy, Catalano the Crusader. Doesn't say factionaire, but that might not be. I don't know. We'll have to see. There might be more floating around. Yeah, there's more Milanese up near Dijon, which is fairly usual, I suppose. Speaking of Genoa, we might as well rock straight on in, and it didn't put us in the boat. Slightly perplexing, but there we are. Move on over here, and yeah, we should have plenty of movement left. The Spanish have arrived. Interesting, Spain. They'll probably take it after we do, to be honest, but you know what, it's not the end of the world. We'll just smash it up anyway. Hopefully we don't get stuck on this island forever, but we'll see about that. Perhaps we will. Let's finish off today then with the siege of Antwerp, because that will be, like last time, 3 factions destroyed in one episode. Sicily, Venice and Denmark today, and I don't know, a big pile of them yesterday. So Prince and another lad, and some terrible, terrible units by and large. We'll attempt a night attack, of course. Let it in. It's been a little bit of a tricky battle so far, to be honest. We had the tower burned down, but with the ram having opened it up, oh yeah, the cavalry can now just pile on in, and that should mean they start to vacate the walls. We have been struggling a little bit. These crossbowmen were getting quite badly hurt by this ballista, actually, which was a little bit surprising. You lads, try and push through them, please. That's what you need to do. Then you can let our crossbowmen in. Cavalry are now coming to support, though, mind you. So the crossbows take a bit of damage. Not the end of the world, because, as we know, the mercs do need to die at some point. And this army has been costing me quite a lot. Although it has been a very, very effective army. It isn't like those armies full of the Slav mercs who have been pretty much useless. So these guys can just go into guard mode for as long as possible. Do we have this gateway? We really should do, to be honest. Do we technically have it? Can we go and defend it so that we technically control it? That would be magnificent. Now, if we do control it, there we go. Then we can get the crossbowmen over here. They can start doing some lovely work. Well, for some reason, the general's decided to run straight into the Schiltrum by himself. Not even with the rest of his army, which is a little bit bizarre. You know what, I'll absolutely take it. Can we just get on top of him, please? That'd be quite nice. Take him out early doors. And oh, the rest of them have actually joined now. That's a bit disappointing. Should we send our general in? We could, you know. Let's go and do it. Let's send him in for a bit of a fun party. There should have been some cav over there, but apparently there's not. So we'll just let him chunk his way down. But I wouldn't mind getting on top of the general while he's quite near the front. So we'll try and get on top of him. We'll pull out if we need to. Over in the crossbow position, we're actually being attacked by their infantry. There we go. Enemy general has fallen. That's nice to see. And with that, we should probably just pull our general back out of the melee. He's done his job. Let the spearmen do theirs now, where they can just stand there and chunk it. There's only 28 of them. To be honest, their job is to deal with cavalry, so that's what they'll do. I can really tell this is the end of recording session, by the way, because it's just one of those battles where I'm losing a lot more men than I should. It's a bit sloppy. I feel like this army is tired. It's done its work. You know, the mercs, they're not the Horde. They're not the Grand Horde, you know? They've been paid. They want to have a good time eventually, and to be honest, I feel like they're pretty much choosing their retirement in Valhalla right now because they don't seem to have the stamina to keep going across all of the known world. But for now, they continue to do a very, very nice job here in conquering most of Denmark, which is nice news. But yeah, a lot of batterings going on here. It's not my finest day. This battle continues to confuse and perplex me, which is one way of saying the same word twice, Thomas. Yeah, the generals now appeared back at the gate because we killed the second general, but not the main one. So quite what's going on, I don't know, but we'll just send these guys out there. We do actually have, yeah, a big pile of those guys. You know what, General? Just move your way back. Let him work his way through all of the spearmen. That's absolutely fine. But the fact that this tower is now activated again is a little bit irritating. Skirmish mode's been stupid. Frankly, we'll just take any victory at this point because this army's done, isn't it? It's totally done. In the end, it just comes down to a few crossbowmen standing in front of the plaza and shooting them down. And with this, at long last, a clear victory. Utter massacre of our troops here. But they're mercenaries. They've done their job. That is it. They can retire now. And with that, Antwerp goes down, and that should be the end of the Danes. Oh, my mission to... Oh, I probably should have completed that mission. That would have been quite an easy one. There we are, the third faction of the day destroyed, just like last episode. Marvellous stuff, and this army is really looking battered now, isn't it? Don't really know where we're going at this point. Don't want to start a new war that I don't need to, so maybe... I have to work that one out, but maybe it's probably a good time to end it anyway, because today we've done, well, look at the map, ladies and gents. Look at the map. We've killed Sicily, we've finished off Venice, and of course we just finished off the Danes as well. The Holy Roman Empire we've taken a big chunk out of, one turn until Vienna, but Bologna and Florence also under siege. Innsbruck, well, we're on the way to go and put that under siege. Frankfurt soon. It's just Staufen we haven't quite got a handle on yet, but we'll work that one out in good time. But for now I am, well, judging by that battle, I'm tired, so I need to stop now. So I will leave you. I am Thomas, and this has been Mongol Horde campaign. Thank you. Bye-bye.
By Jove, it is a marvellous, marvellous day. Spiffing, one would say. Anyone for pins.
He has seen the light. He has joined the anarchy. He is cruel and cunning. And you know what? He likes a little drink, and I think that's marvellous.
La 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 la, chop your way through the peasants. One shot! No!